Hi, everyone at hashtag CDC Whistleblower. First, sorry for the false alarm yesterday. We really thought that we were going to hashtag break a billion yesterday because of all of the different events that had lined up that had the possibility of propelling some big tweeters to just hit retweet. Because when you're at about 970 million impressions on Twitter, which is where we are right about now, give or take a million. It's 10:30 a.m. on Monday morning, February 9th. There's a few big tweeters out there when you have something that's going on like the Grammys, or you have hashtag Autism Sunday, or you have hashtag Autism Hoops, all of which we were sharing our information with. We could have been a couple of big retweets away from really hitting momentum. It didn't happen yesterday. Instead, what has happened is mainstream media has become incredibly obvious with what all of this measles was about. This measles, quote-unquote, epidemic of 100 cases was all about mandating vaccines. We have a mandate now that they're proposing and they have passed, and it said will go into place 2017 for the UC schools in the state of California. Boxer and another representative have said now they want a federal mandate for the Head Start program to put in place with no exemptions. The state of California, Representative Pan and his buddy, have decided that the AB 2109 that they passed a couple years ago wasn't enough for the state of California to require parents to have a doctor sign off on their personal exemption. Now they're trying to get rid of all exemptions in the state of California, but would consider a little bit of leeway on a religious exemption. Jerry Brown, our governor, has said he's open to that. They are discussing a federal mandate on vaccines as if it's constitutional. This is what it all boiled down to, folks. This is the pushback. This is the fight. Nothing matters now except for making sure we do not allow them to put these mandates in place. Who owns your child is the only question on the table right now. So there's this little article that I found, and basically what it talks about is it gives you so bottom line is we're moving on from thinking we were going to break a billion yesterday to actually breaking a billion in the very near future. The one thing that we didn't do was thank all the amazing people who have been working with us this entire time. It wasn't 4 people, it was 50,000 people, but a core group of people who were working their asses off. Tim, do you want to speak to some of those people that you saw doing a great job, and you too, Candace?
I just, again, say thank you to the entire team. 50,000 people all doing all different things, that everybody brings their talents to the tables. We've had people that write articles. We've had people that do radio, newspaper, television, research, send us articles, people that are good on Twitter, people who are good on Facebook. Everybody's doing a great job.
And it's been really amazing to watch people's talents come to the forefront. Like we have Kelly, who makes these amazing memes with amazing information, and that all started with Jennifer making some great stuff that was hysterical and we all loved. And we have Deanne, who's just a mad find memes everywhere that exist and retweet them on a regular basis. And then of course Candace has always been tweeting amazing visuals this whole time. Candace, anybody else that you want to say great job to?
I want to thank everybody who's on the fence, who's looking at our stuff, who's retweeting our stuff, parents that are deeply concerned about the mandates, people that are deeply concerned about the safety and efficacy of vaccines. I want to thank Marcella Piper Terry at Marcella Piper TE and at vaxtruth.org for helping us to explain it in a way that's understandable, that's just common sense. This has been a platform for us to put our research, to put our common sense, to put our links to the research, to the facts. Twitter has been that platform for us, and thank you for for helping us get through all this to break a billion. Not only that, to educate people that might be on the fence, to help stop these mandates.
So, I mean, because up until 3 days ago, we were very much in the find people on the fence and educate them. Find them and educate. Find, educate, find, educate. Constantly trying to reach out of our comfort zone of talking to the choir, which is what we'd gotten very good at. We developed a system with visuals, with tiny URLs to references that are easily accessible so that we could follow up any question with a reference that would answer their question. Now we've switched gears. Now we recognize that the game, we're simply playing on the wrong field as far as what we need to do moving forward. Now we need to embrace anyone and everyone who's questioning vaccines. They don't have to be convinced on which side of the fence they are. They just have to be firmly questioning vaccines. And we need them to understand that if you're questioning vaccines, it doesn't matter if you lose your right to decide what to do about it. It's all about the mandate now. It's all about whether or not you own your body and whether or not you own your child's body. And not to get dark and twisted, but if we have a government that feels that they can mandate at a federal level what they inject into your body, think about 10 years from now when you might not trust your government as much as you do now, and I don't trust them very much right now.
Dana, think about all the vaccines that are just waiting in the wings to be added to the schedule.
And that's a perfect segue to what I want to talk about next, which is that this is all about money, people. As much as you want to believe that we live in a better world than we live in, it's all about money. Anybody who's researched this, Mercola.com has researched this, Wellbeing Journal has researched this. The second you look under the hood of what's going on with the mandates, we have more vaccines mandated in the United States of America than anywhere else on the world, and we have a higher infant mortality rate than all other industrialized nations. And it's all about the money. I know that's sick and twisted to think about, but pull your head out of your ass because that's what's happening. These mandates are about money, and the politicians that are pushing for them, whether they believe it or not, are being motivated by money. So we have to switch gears now. Everything has to be about, let's go over to Twitter, the potential mandates that are coming down the pike. We have, and please send people to this right here. This is the NIH director comes clean about vulnerable children and vaccine research. It doesn't get more straightforward than that. It's tinyurl.com/avoidingtruth. You're going to see a ton coming out of our team about the mandate situation. Please forward it. Please make sure we get the two data points we need on a regular basis right now are all of these cases of measles that were reported as being measles that now they're saying are not measles. The tiny URLs we have for that so far are tinyurl.com/not measles 1, not measles 2, not measles 3, which is Chicago, Ohio, and Baltimore. We're going to end up with that situation in every single state before we're done, where they are saying, these are the kids with measles, this is part of the outbreak, and then on the 15th page of the newspaper, they're going to say, oh, actually, it was a reaction to the MMR shot, like the kid in Baltimore. So we need to have access to all of those local reports that are saying that they have these outbreaks. Oh, oops, it wasn't really the measles. And we also need to stay on top of every single state that's trying to push for a mandate. The leader in all of this is NVIC.org. We have a team that's going to help lead whomever wants to lead in California. We're going to be working with NVIC.org to sign up so that we can access you as a leader in your state is at NVICadvocacy.org. You can also hopefully get some of this information at #VaxVote because at the end of the day, we need to have politicians who have committed. Either they will never vote for a vaccine mandate or they're on our shit list. And it's going to be that simple because we're going to be a #one-issue group of people until we have politicians that understand that if you are wishy-washy on whether or not you will mandate vaccines, we are going to be very clearly coming after you if we can find someone who will not be wishy-washy and will commit to not mandating vaccines. Anything else about the playing field and where our fight is right now?
It's brutal. We need to work. We need to get out there.
We thought we were going to get to take a break after hashtag Break a Billion. I think Tim knew better, but I thought we might be able to take a break and just, really educate some parents. But instead, we didn't even get to Break a Billion before we have to switch gears into taking our educated parents and turning them into activists. So again, it's nvicadvocacy.org and on Twitter at hashtag CDC whistleblower. So we can hashtag Break a Billion, which will happen probably by tomorrow, but our predictions have been a little bit off. We're at 970 million now, so there can hashtag B1Less. Tons and tons and tons of information at b1less.com, factstruth.org. Tim, anything else at Tanner's Dad, at CES Dave, at Thrive with 3 Eyes. Lots of great stuff to always retweet. You can always listen to these videos. tinyurl.com/TaTips playlist 2. Anything else from anybody?
I think we can use the Brian Williams situation a little bit in the fact that integrity lost there for a news anchor, and the measles outbreak and the Ebola outbreak are all fabricated stories to the same level. And so I'm waiting for the day that Anderson Cooper has to read the teleprompter to apologize to parents. And so we can play that a little bit in social media too, as we're asking who owns your child, and as they're grooming to force the mandates, we can question their integrity as far as these fabricated stories.
Well, and there's just no question, and I'm looking for the meme for that. I should look on Candace's. She probably has it. She has better memes than everyone. But the reality is, stop believing what you see on mainstream news. Stop! You've got to be out of your mind to have seen the reports that we've seen. I'm going to go to your photos page. To think that they're just not being handed a script. And why do they have someone in their ear telling them what to say? Why do they have that? Unless somebody's trying to make sure they don't get off script at any point. I'm looking for any chance I'm going to find it, Candace, the purple script one. That here's your script. I'm going to type this in. tinyurl.com/here's your script. If you haven't seen this before, we'll just end with this. Sorry. We always go too long, so.
You ever get the feeling that the news anchors on television are just mindless media parrots repeating the same talking points over and over again? Well, if you haven't, you might after seeing this.
In consumer news, economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year. Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year. Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year. Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter
Bunny. We're going to dub together a
measles
measles version of just
this.
this.
Some of the spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year. Economic factors may take out of the step of the Easter Bunny this year.
Sorry.
I don't know about you, but I'm getting the feeling that economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year. But seriously, kudos to Conan O'Brien for once again exposing the media repeaters. Look, guys, obviously this is no coincidence. The question remains, where are all these news stations getting their scripts from?
Yes.
Well, there are affiliate news services that supply packages and scripts to hundreds of stations around the country. Stations then have their anchors read the canned story with the generic script. Now, you might look at this and say it's just indicative of how lazy local news can be. But consider the implications of this kind of reporting for 1 second. Say it wasn't an Easter bunny, and rather the story being mindlessly regurgitated was about a virus, a terrorist attack, or a report.
A virus? Sound familiar? Measles?
Real casualty counts. The bottom line is that people who watch the news tend to trust this information that then influences their perception and decisions. So for these anchors to ask no questions, do no fact-checking, and hold no differing interpretation of the news they're delivering is not only absurd, it's downright dangerous.
So there you go. That's what's happening with measles, and we take you back now to hashtag CDC whistleblower. Here's a good one to end on. Good job.
The other one I would end on is looking at the. Do you have the doctor pharmaceutical money drug ad?
The one that we were just the money madness one.
Yeah, that was just so funny to me. I mean, that's just.
What did I call? What was that called? Let me think about it for just 1 second. What was it called? Let me find it. You just keep talking. Tim, talk to your people while I find it. I'll go over here and I'll find it. You keep talking, Tim.
We've gotten to a level with Twitter that everybody is doing a fantastic job, but I still would like to see more interaction between people. That is one of the things that when you enter into a conversation, again, don't be screaming, no mandates, no mandates, no mandates. Go in and ask and look at the favorites of the celebrity and see how they've brought the subject up themselves. You know, like Bill Maher has obviously done some research and listened to our talking points because he gave those back in his show this week. So that's a way to enter into the conversation with them.
Okay, yeah, and this one is what's the tiny URL for this? Behind mandates is the tiny URL. So / behind mandates. So let's play this.
The point is, there is information on this database you should know, and this should really be just the beginning. If drug companies really want to regain our trust, maybe they should let us know the effect that their money has on doctors in the only way they know how.
Have you noticed anything strange about your doctor? Does he seem happier than usual these days? Is he quick to prescribe drugs you think you might not need?
You know what? One more, actually.
Does his waiting room frequently feature surprisingly attractive, not sick-looking people? Well, that may be because your doctor's been taking pharmaceutical money. Pharmaceutical money takes many forms, from free lunches to speaking fees. Here's how it works. Money combines with the cash receptors in your doctor's wallet to create fast-acting financial relief. So your doctor can rest easy and enjoy life. Common side effects of doctors taking money may include chronic overprescription, unusually heavy cash flow, dependency on free samples, inflammation of confidence, affluenza, and an increased tendency to suggest off-label prescriptions, which in turn can cause heart attack, stroke.
Which, by the way, when it comes to our children, most, if not all, of the prescribing to our children is off-label.
Loss of feeling in arms and legs, seizures, blurred vision, grinding of the teeth, temporary deafness, total blindness, numbness, sudden bursts of rage, reduction of trust, angry erections lasting over 17 hours.
Which, by the way, when things are mandated, you don't need to write a prescription. You just show up.
Ask your doctor today if he's taking pharmaceutical company money. Then ask your doctor what the money is for. Ask your doctor if he's taken any money from the companies who make the drugs he just prescribed for you. Then ask yourself if you're satisfied with that answer. Pharmaceutical money. Ask your doctor if his taking it is right for you.
Even if he thinks he's not taking it, he's taking it. It's just, it's you can't get away from it in medicine. And then we have the one doctor, which is tinyurl.com/muzzling doctors, who went on the circuit to say, look, I don't like vaccines. I don't want to do vaccines. And now they've reported him to his licensing group, and they've given him a gag order, and he can't talk. Anybody still there?
We're here.
So there's just all kinds of work. It's just
It's corruption. It's a cartel. It's extortion. And now they're going after our rights.
It's the end of our Constitution as we know it.
That's right. I mean, once you start injecting people against their will, it's the end.
So that's where the battlefield is now. Tim, anything left? So yay! Happy day!
Just pray for everybody, and thank you again for your support, and keep up the good work.
Yeah, keep up the great work. We've gotten over the hump. We were all pretty crushed for about 3 days when we saw the news cycle. We thought, oh my God, we've created a monster. But what's happened now is I'm just going to call what happened in the Ukraine. It's tinyurl.com/measles bomb, because the bomb in the Ukraine was the only thing that shut them up about the measles. So we love you, and we will see you on Twitter, and we will #BreakABillion really soon. See you soon. Love you. Bye.